DUIs, DUI checkpoints, they exist, but what can the police require from you in terms of evidence? Well, it takes us to this week's case. Balls, a case you may have become aware of, a U.S. Supreme Court case, actually two cases decided by the U.S. Supreme Court, in which basically the court was asked to decide whether, first, a breath test could be required by a state without a warrant, and two, whether a blood sample could be required by the state without a warrant. Well, the court considered this, and it came away saying that a breath test could be required without a search warrant, but that a blood sample could not be required without a search warrant. How could the court make this decision? Well, it found that with regard to a breath test, that there basically is no invasive test that's taken. Basically, somebody blows into a breathalyzer. The breath has never had any particular properties of privacy about it. You breathe freely into the atmosphere, and someone capturing a part of your breath is in no way invasive. Plus, there's no other information there. It can determine what your blood alcohol is, or more or less, but unlike a blood sample, it cannot take your DNA. A blood sample is much different. It's more invasive. And a syringe is placed into your arm, it's withdrawn, part of your blood is taken. That blood contains lots of information. Not only does it contain the amount of alcohol that's circulating in your blood, but it also contains information as to your DNA. Given these two tests, the Supreme Court came away in a 7-1 decision saying that with regard to a breath test, that could be required in a DUI stop without a search warrant, but with regard to a blood sample, that could not be required unless the state first has a search warrant. What's the pragmatic impact of this? The pragmatic impact is if you're stopped for DUI, you can be required to provide a breath test. You cannot be required to provide a blood sample. Okay, we bring you this case, we bring cases every week so you understand how the law works. I'm David Allen.